Hi everyone, today we're on set of Oxygen Film's latest short film, Wretched Things, and I am super excited because I get to take you behind the scenes and show you the film sets that we're using and just tell you a little bit more about the project. So the film itself is shot across several different locations, so you're going to see many different sets in this video, which is really exciting. But I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's go behind the scenes of Wretched Things.
Set.
Okay, mate, yeah, we're good to go.
Action. I loved it. It felt really
I thought that was really good.
Okay.
Much better than the first take, that one.
Right, I need to transfer this over to me now.
Yeah,
So, Tommy,
Yeah, pass me that one.
you, my dear, are done for this scene.
Okay.
So, if you want to go up to Rachel, we can get you prepped for the next scene.
Yeah, good.
Cool. Thank you.
I'm jealous, but always with you. No time to hang with me.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're about to do a camera trick with this scene that we've got here. So we've got our lead character who's kind of performing a show on a webcam, and what we're doing is this scene is meant to show that he's kind of becoming a lot more successful, his money is kind of coming in. So we see, I don't know if you can see on the screen over there, we've got the old laptop and an old cracked mobile phone, and what we're going to do is in a moment, once this is finished, we've got a lot of people coming in and taking out the laptop, taking out the phone and replacing it with a new laptop, a new phone, removing all some props. And so in the edit, what we'll do is we'll fade out of the old stuff and fade in the new. And hopefully it all syncs up right. Who knows, we'll see. But yeah, no, it's going really well. But we're about to do the big move in, so yeah, it's quite exciting.
Our next take, get to the lead scope and rearrange the lighting scenes.
In this, we will actually be zooming in.
So as he's zooming in the video, you cut to him actually.
Yeah, it's leaning in. That's a good point. Well done. Yes, yeah. Great, thank you. Step out. Okay, ready? And sounds on set, please. And action!
I was literally just about to say, what I'll do is I'll hand the camera, and then I'll step off, because I'm still on the sofa now, so I'll step off, so it'll be perfectly level end, but people need to just watch the footsteps, yeah, but it should be fine.
Great, well done everyone. Amazing work. Super.
So everybody, this is Tommy. He's playing the role of Ollie. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your part?
Yeah, so it's basically following the journey of a guy who's going through some self-discovery. He finds himself in a situation where he feels quite on his own, quite cut off, in a rut really. It just follows his character where he's kind of searching for himself. And as time goes on, he goes down a route of a thought process where he's not used to, and he's like out of his comfort zone, and he feels quite like pushes himself, but he's desperate as well. So he's kind of like, I need this in order to actually move forward with my life. And then suddenly he's like, well, actually, is this me? So it's kind of like an identity crisis. So there's a battle throughout the film where he's kind of one person and then also another, because yeah, he's just don't know, and that's his journey really.
So this sounds like a really challenging role. How did you prepare yourself for something like this?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like a lot of roles, I try to refer to my emotional memory. So if I've experienced something that's similar that I can associate, I tend to bring that forward in the craft. I just relay back to times like if it's difficult, like if it's a challenging time for the character, then I try and think about what kind of adversity have I faced personally, and then draw some experience from that and kind of bring my emotions forward. Try to do that on the cut, on the actual action, because sometimes if I do it in the rehearsal I'm like, oh, I've got nothing left. So I tend to draw from emotion experience. For the times where I haven't really had anything that relates to that, I just kind of try and delve in with my imagination, and I think, well, what can I do? Like, how would that person feel if they were in that situation? But this role in particular, I just think because it's very mental health focused, and about that personal identity, you can draw that from everybody and relate these experiences, because it's a modern script, it's a modern world, and yeah, Gage is awesome, so I'm really pleased to be here, to be honest.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you in this film. I think it's going to be amazing. Thank you so much for letting us talk to you.
Thank you so much.
So we are done filming in our last location, and right now we are in a nightclub, and this is where my character gets introduced. I'm gonna need to be on set in about 5 minutes, so I need to go and finish getting my hair and wardrobe done. But I'm really excited for this part. It looks like a really fun scene to shoot, and I'm excited to take you guys along with me.
You're absolute weirdo. Let me know how many you're getting, and if you've got any room to get me a few this month. So much to
So right now we are here with Gage, and you guys might have met him in my previous vlog on Oxygen Films, which was Pulse. It was a fantastic film, so I'm super happy to be back on set again. Yes. If you could tell us a little bit more about the concept of this film.
Yes, so Wretched Things is a story which has 3 tales, 3 chapters, each one with an overarching theme of desire and kind of hedonism and masculinity, which is something that we've kind of touched on a little bit with Pulse, but this one's a bit more direct and kind of a bit more difficult, a bit more challenging. Pulse, which came out last year, was really challenged a lot of our viewers, and this one we want to carry on. So yeah, it's 3 very different chapters. One that explores modelling and kind of the sexual abuse in modelling or sexual exploitation. The second one looks at webcam sex workers and how they're challenged and how that kind of industry is not really fit. And the third one, which we're on set here now, is set in the 90s, and that explores homophobia in the 90s against the backdrop of AIDS and HIV, miscommunication and misunderstanding.
Yeah, so I was wondering, how do you deal with people that might not particularly like this film? Because it's quite intense, it's a very specific demographic you're targeting it. Yeah. Do you still think it's quite important to get this out there?
Definitely. I mean, we've had a lot of people who've really not liked our films, and actually, there's a little bit of me that is like, oh, which is normal. But for me, it's if someone doesn't like a film, then sometimes that's more exciting about them liking it, because we can challenge why they don't like it and what it is about it, and we can see their beliefs and their understandings, and actually they are often more loud-spoken and more passionate about their reasons for disliking it. Yeah. And so that communication and discussion and debate kind of really does fuel a lot of really important conversations. So for us, we know that the films that we make are challenging, are raw, and are very niche. And so, we want to divide our audience. Yeah. We're actively wanting to anger them.
You want that emotional response.
Exactly. Yeah, because if you don't have an emotional response to a film, it's like, why watch it?
What was the point of it? Yeah. I want to ask you about what advice you'd have for other young filmmakers that might not be quite as brave in their choices, because I find that Oxygen Films always do very fearless projects. Oh, good. So what would you say to other young filmmakers who are just starting out and would like to reach out to this type of context? Yeah,
one of the kind of bits of advice I received which really helped do this was that you should write what you are afraid of. Yeah. And this terrifies me. This film is like one of the most scary things for me. Yes. If you write what you are scared of, at first it's quite therapeutic, but secondly, it really gives your film a new depth and a new emotion, and it really challenges you as a filmmaker. Every film we do, we want to challenge ourselves with extra. So Pulse, we did it all in one continuous take. So that was like a logistical challenge. This one, we have three very different stories, three very different characters, and you know, it's a really intense script. We're doing things that I've never done before. And it's because by doing so, you take risks, you make decisions that you've not done, and you learn from them, you make mistakes, which is important, and you make something at the end which, while some people might not like, the ones who do like it will love it, because it's something that's very fit for them. So yeah, my advice is to write what you're afraid of.
Brilliant. I'm super excited to get started, because it's our scene next, isn't it?
It is, it's your scene next. I'm very excited to have you on board as well, Mariana. Thank you so much for being part of it.
Okay everyone, this is Dale. I play your friend in Wretched Things. Let's ask you a few questions.
Sure.
This is quite a challenging role. How did you prepare yourself for this?
Yes, I mean, God, it's a really unusual topic to sort of find yourself preparing for, and actually the really nice thing is recently there's been some fantastic shows in London that have really highlighted it. So you had Angels in America, which I think really tells a wonderful story and highlights some of the key issues that we cover in here. But most recently I saw The Inheritance, directed by Stephen Daldry, and the beautiful interweaving of stories and how it's actually looking at the generation on, and this actually falls in between the two, we're sort of saying around 1995. So actually, like, the attitudes towards AIDS has really changed over the years, and I think just having context for it is really important in terms of forming my character, or like my portrayal of what I'm trying to do with Mike in this.
And what did you first think when you read the script? Because it's quite intense, isn't it? Yeah.
I think that's the thing about knowing Gage, actually, is that he does really challenging and new work. Like, I think he's very brave in the topics that he covers, and that's what's exciting, I think, about working with him as an actor as well, is you get the opportunity to look at these things and explore them with someone who's open to that. So yeah, it was really nice.
Why do you think these kind of films are important?
Oh, just because they highlight issues that need addressing, or, like, you know, attitudes that maybe you know, need considering, rather than, you know, just accepting what tolerance is. It's got to go beyond that. And so actually, by making it relevant and prevalent in today's society, we're giving it the voice that it needs.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
I cannot wait for our scene. It's going to be really, really exciting.
It should be fun.
So yeah, good luck.
Thank you very much, you too. Wonderful.
So I am just waiting to go on set for my scene. I'm really, really excited for it. The set looks amazing. I'll try and film as much as I can. But we're going to be filming the very last scene of the whole production, so it feels really important, but really exciting at the same time. Wait, she's got reflecting. Wait, and let me do it so it's like...
Right, I think we are ready for a take. We are ready for a take. I'm going to pause here as I do. Right, okay, ready for take?
Background action!
Camera rolling!
Sound rolling.
And action!
So basically, I got this with this, and it's supposed to work my teeth, but it's so strong.
And cut there! Cut there! Well done! Oh, I did not bring the entirety of that.
You know when you watch the scene?
Yeah, that's really good, Adam. Really brilliant. I've got a few notes.
Why wait?
Really nice, really good. That kind of just was like heartbreaking. It was really, I love it. And you're like, I like that supportive kind of. Because you can tell obviously something's not right here. and I like that. So if you had that in, that'd be amazing. So I really like that in the book. That was great.
I like that.
So we are done with the scene that I'm in, and now we're moving on to the next scene, which I think is the club scene. But it was really good, it went really, really well. So far, it's really fun, and I hope it turns out well. I'm sure it will.
I just want to say that is a wrap of all our supporting artists who've been absolutely amazing. So in the
From me, just a massive thank you. Yeah, brilliant work. Really, really proud, and I'm very excited to see for you to see the final film. That is it for all of our supporting artists now. There's no more.
So today we're in the studio, which is a really, really awesome space. This is actually our last day of filming. After this will be done, it's going to be a wrap, so it's very, very exciting. I cannot wait to see how it's going to turn out. Gage is just behind me giving some directions to the actors, and it's all going really, really well.
Mark it.
Scene 3B, 4C, take 1.
Thank you, Katie.
Sorry. Okay, good. Sorry.
Okay, camera set.
Salsa.
Set.
And action. Okay.
We had how many practices, Warren? What was that? You made that joke. No, yeah, you go a bit far.
Yeah, I think you can see how.
Trying to get over it over his own way.
Which I suppose you did it. Then you made a dot here.
I'm in the Matrix, right?
Oh my goodness. Camera reception. Camera reception.
Set and action. Do we need more water?
I don't know, so let's too.
Bottom of the L, then that's fine.
Just go back.
Go back, yeah.
Right, I'm another dick. Jesus.
Right, can we have Max, please? Cameras rolling.
MOS.
And action. That's perfect. Got that? That was the one. So A-R-E.
How are we doing?
R. Huh?
How are we doing? How is this? Will you say it again?
Exact same.
Wonky Folger Warren.
Here. And down. We're making this look like that. Stop that.
And action. And cut there. Lovely. Cool. That's wonderful.
So far we're halfway through the day. It's going really, really good. We've just broken up for lunch. I've seen some of the cinematography. It looks incredible. So I'm really, really excited to see the finished product, and I am super excited to get this done.
Do the wide again.
Wicked.
Where you asked us to do the foster.
Amazing. Cool.
That to kind of jump over the hurdle of like getting to a point now where it just feels like it's it's nice.
Well, I guess it's good to always like have extra time.
Yeah.
Like you plan just in case. Like you just go.
Because this could easily have been done in one day. But the fact that you've now had, got 2 days with Warren to kind of understand how he works, and he's had 2 days to understand how you work, it just makes things, because obviously it's a really uncomfortable script, and it's quite a challenging character for you. It's nice just to have that safety net there if you just
no, I agree.
Go through it. So.
But yeah, no, it's going well. So, yeah.
Good. Okay. If you need anything, just let us know.
So this is Thomas, and he plays Peter, who's the photographer in Wretched Things. Could you tell us a bit about your part?
Yeah, of course. Well, I guess this is in the first section. It's in the first short of the film, and Warren's character Ben is a model. He's aspiring, and I think he's like a lot of people in that position. He's after his big break, and finally it comes along with me, photographer Peter, and I think what Gage has tried to do with this particular story is have Warren be in a position where he's very vulnerable. And I'm kind of like a very abusive, powerful male in the industry. I think it's something that's really important at the moment, especially with the Me Too movement. And I think I kind of coerce Warren's character doing things maybe he isn't 100% comfortable doing.
And how did you feel when you first read the script? Because the script is quite intense.
Straight away I said to Gage like how relevant it feels and how like important it is and poignant to get that kind of message across, and I was struck by that. And I thought it was a real challenge of a character as well. It's really tough, so I kind of went for it and embraced it. Yeah, so thus the make. This is, I don't usually look like this. I've got like guy line, I don't know if you can see it, I've got some guy line. It's not my usual not your usual aesthetic. Usual look, yeah. So.
And have you worked with Oxygen Films before, or is this your first time?
No, I haven't. I did a film a couple of years ago, and Gage was like on the set, like hanging around, and I've kind of followed him ever since, like online. Obviously the films he's done have been really successful and done really well, and I just emailed him out of the blue last year, and he's saying I'd love to work with you if you haven't got opportunities coming up. I'd love to work with you, because luckily, fortunately, I managed to audition, and he liked what he saw, and here I am. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for talking with us today. I cannot wait to see the finished product.
Nice, cool.
I find mine got two sweet.
Okay, so Thomas, we're going to start it from the point when he's about to start the letter E.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, I just see a lens. What do you see?
I see you in the lens.
Yeah. It's a nice shot, actually.
I love hairspray scenes. Favourite.
It's okay, they just...
No, I think
it's because they just... It's back there, it's just cut from each other.
It's this light up here.
Thank you, Durgeon.
I did hear that in the back of my head. I'm going to go get a drink.
So I just realised you caught that on camera.
Oh my god. Warren, and then for you go in, and then we end it on the... Great, okay, let's get going. Yeah.
Hiya, I'm Ella, and I'm script supervisor for this Wretched Things.
So how far are we through right now?
We're almost finished. We've almost finished chapter 1, and therefore the film.
Thank you, Katie.
Set.
Camera set. And action. And cut there. Perfect. That was lovely.
That was a bit of
It's just flawed. From the full thing, yeah, right down to the bottom. Yeah.
What am I needed for?
Just the line down. Honestly, this has been such, an awe-inspiring moment for me. It was a huge risk, and it's a huge risk for each and every one of you. And I think this just goes to show, when I wrote this script, I was terrified of it. I felt really uncertain about it. I didn't know if this was just me being crazy, on my deepest, darkest things coming into the light. But what I was told when I was writing this and crafting this is that you should write what you are afraid of, and I think it doesn't just stop there. You should do what you are afraid of. You need to constantly challenge yourself to be able to kind of grow and develop, and I've certainly grown and developed on this set, and I hope you have too. I'm so proud of each and every one of you, and it's a real privilege to be spending some time and maybe a bit too much time. So, in the words of Troy Bolton, we are all in this together, and it doesn't end. High School Musical forever. Thank you.
And if there ever comes through that Gage Oxley in his role as director.
That is a production wrap.
Camera reception.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a project wrap of Wretched Things.
So we're here with Gage and Warren. So this is our last day on set. It's all coming to an end. How do you feel that it went?
I mean, it's gone absolutely amazingly. It's gone so well. We've got an amazing crew, a fantastic cast, like Warren and Thomas here today. It's strange. It's coming to an end. We've been working it for months and months and months, and there's been lots of highs and lots of lows, and lots of tensions, and to have something at the end of it, a product, like a living, breathing thing, which is like, it feels like a child, and it's like now we can push it out into the world. And it's brilliant, and I'm so proud of people like Warren and all of our crew and cast, because it's a really intense project. It's one of the darkest things I've ever done, and I've done a lot of very dark things in the past. So like this is like a step above, and I'm so proud of how well everyone's kind of conducted themselves. And I just hope when it goes out that people can see what we're trying to do, and feel attached to it in some way.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers before we finish this off? Because this is the last chance now. This is the final day.
I don't know. Do you have anything?
Share and watch the film.
Yes, share and watch the film. Yes, and follow us on our social media at Oxygen Film, and that's on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll be uploading the film, going through festivals and stuff like that. So hopefully in the UK, if you're international, then I hope it'll be in your nearby you too. But it will be going online once the festival circuit's completed.
I'm going to put links in my description to all the social media for Oxygen Films as well as Gage. I really hope you guys can check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to see what it looks like. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Thank you so much, Mariana.
Absolutely no problem. Thank you.